Yo, what's up, fam? Welcome back to the crew. If it's your first time here, big love, and make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. We're diving into some crazy stuff going down in the Middle East right now. Major warning from Trump: Iran's about to feel the heat from 40,000 U.S. troops. So here's the deal. The bad blood between the U.S. and Iran? Yeah, it's been brewing for a long time, and it's rooted in a whole lot of shady history. Former President Donald Trump recently dropped a bombshell saying America is now in direct talks with Iran, trying to hash out a new deal over their nuclear program. He basically said, look, cutting a deal's better than doing the obvious, and yep, we're talking to them face to face. Now, tensions are seriously ramping up. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard is on high alert, and the U.S. has been flexing hard in the Middle East. Trump claimed we've got weapons nobody even knows about, stuff that's more powerful than anything out there. Wild, right? So yeah, the U.S. is cranking up its military presence big time in the region, mostly because of rising drama with Iran and those non-stop Houthi attacks in the Red Sea. We're talking full-on military reinforcement missile defense systems, stealth bombers, aircraft carriers, the whole package. From the Red Sea all the way to Diego Garcia, it's game on. Zoom in and the picture gets even crazier. 2 full U.S. Navy carrier strike groups are parked in the region. The USS Harry Truman's deployment got extended, and the USS Carl Vinson just rolled in with a full loadout of fighter jets, A-10 Thunderbolts, extra F/A-18S, ready to bring the heat if things pop off. Both carrier groups boost America's ability to clap back at Iran's sea games and handle threats, including those pesky Houthi hits on ships in the Red Sea. On top of that, the U.S. military just hauled a ton of gear from the Pacific to the Middle East, like a full Patriot air defense battalion that needed 73 massive C-17 cargo flights to get it all there. That's a serious flex right before critical nuclear talks with Iran. Admiral Samuel Paparo, the guy in charge of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, said the logistics were next-level tough. Each one of those monster planes hauls about 170,000 pounds. And yeah, that Patriot system's now smack in the middle of our air defense game, even though the exact location is still under wraps. Meanwhile, the Pentagon's also sent in B-2 Spirit stealth bombers to Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, putting them well within range of Iranian targets. These bad boys are built for deep strike missions and are part of a massive deterrence plan in case things go sideways. And don't forget, the U.S. has 40,000 troops stationed in the Middle East right now. This is hands down the biggest military buildup we've seen in years. With Truman staying longer, extra stealth bombers, attack planes, and that Patriot system moved in, the message is loud and clear. Iran better think twice before making any bold moves. Treasury drops the hammer: sanctions hit Indian national and UAE-based companies. So here's what just went down. The U.S. Treasury Department slapped sanctions on an Indian guy and 4 companies tied to him that are based in the UAE. Why? Because according to the Treasury, these folks have been straight up ignoring sanctions and doing shady business with Iran. This move is part of Washington's long-running pressure campaign to squeeze Iran economically. But despite all this, there's a plot twist. Upcoming talks between the U.S. and Iran could open the door for some real diplomacy. The first time both sides have agreed to talk face-to-face in years. Trump made headlines earlier this week when he announced these direct talks. A major move. But things are still kind of messy since Iran originally said the talks would be indirect. So yeah, there's still some confusion about how it's all going to go down. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, yeah, he's the guy with the numbers, said Iran's regime is leaning on a network of shady shipping companies and rogue middlemen, like this company called Bar and its partners, to move oil and fund their whole chaos-making operation. It's a tangled web, but with the U.S. and Iran finally picking up the phone, things could start getting clearer soon. Trump's warning was loud and clear. The U.S. and Iran are ready to sit down and talk. But if that fails, Tehran's going to be in big trouble. He made it clear. More sanctions and even military action are totally on the table if the talks fall apart. Iran says it's down to join the negotiations, even though Washington's been coming in hot with that tough guy energy. And based on the latest moves, like rolling out advanced defense systems, it's obvious the U.S. isn't just bluffing. At the same time, Iran's not just sitting around. They're beefing up their own defenses and getting their regional partners prepped in case things escalate. But here's the real question. Will Iran actually put limits on its uranium enrichment? Will they let international inspectors in for a deeper look? That part's still a big maybe. But if Iran says no to America's offer, they're asking for serious problems. And the biggest problem waiting might just be floating in the Persian Gulf. Yep, we're talking about the USS Carl Vinson. This beast is the second aircraft carrier the US has ordered into the Middle East according to Central Command, CENTCOM. And she's not coming alone. She's got backup. The guided missile cruiser USS Princeton and the destroyer USS Stetham from the Arleigh Burke class. The USS Carl Vinson, CVN-70, is a Nimitz-class supercarrier, straight up massive, over 1,000 feet long and weighing in at 100,000 tons, fully loaded. It's one of the biggest warships ever built. Powered by 2 nuclear reactors and 4 massive propeller shafts, this thing can hit speeds over 30 knots. Yeah, that's fast. Its flight deck stretches over 4 acres and can handle 70-plus aircraft. The ship can house up to 6,000 people, including all the aircrew and support teams. And let's not forget the launch gear, 4 steam-powered catapults that shoot jets into the sky like it's Top Gun for real. The Vinson's legacy in the Navy is huge, not just because of its size, but because of its tech. It's loaded with advanced systems like the AN/SPS-48E radar for early threat detection and the SLQ-32V-3 electronic warfare system to jam enemy attacks. Weapon-wise, the ship's locked and loaded. It's got 2 NATO Sea Sparrow missile launchers that fire RIM-7 surface-to-air missiles, basically for swatting down incoming threats. And in case something slips through, it's got CIWS, close-in weapon systems. Last-ditch guns that shred incoming missiles before they hit. Oh, and it rolls deep with an air wing made up mostly of fighter jets and attack aircraft, ready to handle business fast. From FA-18 Hornet attack jets to E-60RS Seahawk helicopters for anti-sub missions, and E-2D Hawkeyes for early airborne warning, these birds get launched off the carrier with old-school steam catapults and get snagged back down with arresting wires when they land. So yeah, it's crystal clear now. Iran's in for a surprise, and it's a big one. The regime in Tehran's probably feeling the heat already just from the USS Carl Vinson cruising the Persian Gulf. And don't think the pressure's only on Iran. The Houthis, Iran's heavily armed proxy fighters, are catching heat too in the Red Sea. And the reason? Say hello to the USS Harry S. Truman. This bad boy runs on nuclear power, thanks to 2 full-on reactors under the hood. It usually rolls with around 90 aircraft, a mix of fixed-wing jets and helicopters. That combo lets it cover a ton of missions: air combat, recon, support ops, you name it. We're talking FA-18 Super Hornets for air-to-air and air-to-ground battles, EA-18G Growlers for jamming enemy radar and signals, and of course the E-2 Hawkeye for keeping eyes in the sky and spotting threats before they even get close. That air wing gives the Truman crazy flexibility and firepower, making it one of the baddest carriers in the U.S. Navy fleet. Now about that number on the side, 75. That's not just a serial number, it's the ship's full ID, showing where it ranks in the legendary Nimitz-class family of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. It's a point of pride for the crew and a clear marker for anyone watching this beast roll through global hot zones. And yeah, you can bet Iran and the Houthis aren't just watching, they're sweating. The Truman showing up in the Red Sea, that's a major flex. But that's not all. Another heavy hitter just entered the chat, the B-2 Spirit bomber. You know the one, the crazy expensive stealth bomber that can drop both nukes and conventional bombs. The B-2 is a straight-up technological leap. It's a major piece of the U.S. bomber modernization plan, and it hits hard, like drop ordnance anywhere in the world kind of hard, and through defenses that used to be impenetrable. This beast has low observability, meaning radar, heat sensors, and visual detection don't do much against it. It can slip through the tightest enemy airspace and hit their most secure, high-value targets before they even know what happened. With a range of about 6,000 miles without refueling, it can reach deep into enemy territory. Its stealthy design comes from a blend of low radar, heat, visual, and even sound signatures. Add in its slick flying wing shape, special coatings, and composite materials. This thing is built to disappear. And yeah, most of its stealth tech is still classified. But what we do know, it works, and it works well. The B-2 rolls with a 2-person crew, compared to 4 for the B-1B and 5 for the B-52. That's elite-level ops. And its combat record proves it. During Operation Allied Force, B-2S were responsible for knocking out a third of all enemy air targets. Its story goes way back. First revealed in November 1988, first flight in July 1989, and by December 1993, the first one named Spirit of Missouri was delivered. Today, they operate out of Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, and are maintained with serious care out of Tinker AFB in Oklahoma. Bottom line? When these planes are in play, Iran knows the US ain't messing around. The B-2 doesn't just fly, it announces what's coming. And what's coming is pressure. Big time. Out of all the missions it's flown, the B-2 bomber really showed what it's made of in the first 8 weeks of action. It pulled off a non-stop flight from its home base in Missouri all the way to Kosovo and back in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. And that wasn't even its longest run. One of its wildest missions? Flying straight from Whiteman Air Force Base to Afghanistan and back, no stops, straight beast mode. Then came its first combat deployment for Operation Iraqi Freedom. It hit hard. 22 sorties were flown from a forward base, plus 27 more from Whiteman. In total, the B-2 dropped over 1.5 million pounds of bombs. Yeah, that's a lot of firepower. It officially hit full operational capability status in December 2003. By February 1, 2009, the Air Force Global Strike Command took over B-2 responsibilities from Air Combat Command, basically shifting this stealth monster to full global strike readiness. Right now, 6 B-2S are on high alert at Diego Garcia, just in case Iran or the Houthis try anything. With everything stacking up, it looks like Iran's running out of options. They might just have to take the US deal on the nuclear issue. This massive military show of force is enough to make Tehran sweat bullets. The US isn't just flexing, it's in position to hit strategic sites hard and fast, places like Hodeidah and Sana'a if Iran makes a wrong move. There have already been over 200 airstrikes across Yemen. Most Iranian officials, they've already bounced. Their military advisors and trainers ditched the Houthis and left them to deal with the fallout. All signs point to Iran getting ready to cut a deal with the US, but don't expect the Trump administration to pull back the firepower anytime soon. They're still weighing every angle when it comes to the Houthis. That stance might actually shut down any excuse Iran has to go after its enemies in the region through proxies. And if a deal does go through, the Houthis probably lose any real influence in Yemen, and just like that, the Red Sea becomes safe for shipping again. Long story short, if the US and Iran can normalize things, it could wipe out a lot of the chaos in the region. Thanks for watching, y'all. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We're all about real, raw news here at X News. Stay safe. Catch you in the next